there's just no question about that. I mean, you have fierce fighting in a number of locations around the country. You mentioned Chernobyl. Russian forces quickly overtaking that area. We understand they are still in control. The other thing that went down today that was of huge importance was Russian paratroopers went into an airfield 15 miles outside of Kyiv, and for a short period of time this afternoon, 9 people wounded. Those numbers are going to go up. There's just no question about that. I mean, you have fierce fighting in a number of locations around the country. You mentioned Chernobyl. Russian forces quickly overtaking that area. We understand they are still in control. The other thing that went down today that was of huge importance was Russian paratroopers went into an airfield 15 miles outside of Kyiv, and for a short period of time this afternoon.
Братик, ты живой? Блять. Девчат. Света, аптечку давай! Сзади лежит! Брат. Сука. Давай сюда, блядь!
Она что, поможет или что?
Что?
Иди сюда! Сереж!
Ёбаный рот!
Поехали отсюда, я тебя прошу, поехали, все быстрее!
Света, скорую!
Поехали! Да какая скорая?
Скорую вызывай, блядь!
Да не поможет скорая!
Иди скорую в машину, блядь, телефон возьми! Машину быстро! Голову!
All right. Peace to the children of Israel. 12 tribes scattered abroad, 13 tribes scattered abroad, rather. Just coming, you guys, this video was actually supposed to be uploaded about 4 or 5 days ago. Some of you guys probably actually saw this footage when I uploaded it to pull it down or whatnot. So as you can see in the back, this is what we call war propaganda. Those are not dead bodies. As you can see in the back, right over the gentleman's right shoulder, you can clearly see that a guy is literally trying to cover himself with a tarp. And this is what Yah allows us to see. These are the small things. Can you just imagine right now, put yourself in a state of being where if he wasn't moving, that could be sold as Russians literally killing so many Ukrainians. But then if you really would just look at it, you'd ask yourself, they're out there laying down on the concrete. Why would somebody be filming that? Like, that makes zero sense. Why would it just be laying out there in body bags? For what? To be transported where? To be loaded up where? But that's the propaganda, okay? So as you can see, the West is literally pushing the agenda that Putin is the devil, basically, right? And we're going to go into a little bit of Ukraine and why Ukraine is such a hot topic. Who's there in Ukraine? You know, between Russia and Ukraine, you literally have Khazaria. Yes, you guys know who come from Khazaria, or the Khazars. Okay, this is literally a war being waged against the NWO, New World Order, Illuminati. Just take your pick, the elite. Okay, this is propaganda. So to show you how this works from an artistic standpoint, some of you guys may notice I'm an artist. So what happens is I can show you this picture, And you don't realize this, but psychologically, in the back of your head, when you see this picture, you're thinking this. Because the color scheme, that's the #1 team in the league right now. And the color scheme goes with that. But guess what? They were leading up to this, as you can see, the vaccine. Look at the jacket she has on. Look at the mask. Then look at the yellow black background, goldish background with the blue font. See? Again, steady getting you to look at this thing from that perspective. So when you see these colors, it's going to trigger the Ukraine. It's also going to trigger the vaccine propaganda or the vaccine things you've been seeing. So notice how all of a sudden, last week of February, it was nothing. Then all of a sudden, boom, no mask. The Democratic parties, all of them, Republicans, they're all having fun, hugging each other, the whole nine, no mask, right? Because that's the propaganda, okay? You see? Roll up your sleeves, Minnesota. Blue trees? Why? Blue shirt? Yellow Band-Aid? Yellow mask? Yellow sky? Yellow sun? Why? Because that's what it is. That's the propaganda. This stuff isn't by chance. They're pushing these things. They're pushing these agendas. These things are months in advance. And I know it's very difficult for the children of Israel to fathom this concept because to us, we think this stuff is just happening day by day. And we don't realize that to be in control, you have to be in control. And remember, I told you guys, you're going to start seeing I stand with Ukraine. Go back and look to my prior first video. I told you this was coming. And this was before it actually came. This is before you saw any shirts, any Facebook, Instagram filters, or any of that. Okay? So guess what? Gold and blue. But who just won the Super Bowl? Who just won the Super Bowl? See? Look at the confetti coming down. Gold and blue. Look at the pictures. Gold and blue. That's Ukraine. So if you were celebrating right now from Los Angeles, you're down with and you stand with Ukraine because you're a championship team. See, that's what sports is. Sports is an emotional catalyst. Okay? It's an emotional catalyst. And that's what you're looking at right now. Oh, do you think it go a little bit deeper? Definitely goes deeper. Let's look at some of the politicians, some of the more famous politicians, wives of former presidents, past presidential nominees. Hillary Clinton. Look at what she has with the curtains in the back. See, this is the propaganda. This is wartime propaganda. As you guys saw, looking at the video at the very beginning, that's propaganda. It can't be spun any other way. But the whole point of propaganda is to get a desired result. So you launch or you shoot the stimulus at the person. So it's not just shooting. War is not just about shooting bullets. It's about demoralizing your opposition. It's about your opposition being bad-mouthed. It's about all types of things. So now you got 3,000 plus troops from America, 16,000 total going to Ukraine to join this Ukraine Liberation Army. And let me back up for a second. It's not 3,000 volunteers. We can basically call them mercenaries. So now Putin is also calling in mercenaries. And where they're going to come from? Syria and other places. That's how this thing is going to escalate. Okay? So you see it. And see, subconsciously, you see these colors. Again, you got to go back and look at all the fast food symbolism, all the bright colors that appear to your lower nature, things like that. Again, mobile COVID-19 vaccine sites are now available. Find a mobile vaccine site near you. But look at the font. Look at the color scheme. See, this is leading it up to that. This is leading up to you into that. And you're seeing so many people jumping in. They don't know anything about Donetsk, the DPR, the LPR. They don't know anything about Ukraine shelling those people with 200 artillery shells prior to Russia going in. Now you're hearing about gas prices. Remember, I was telling you guys about the gas prices. It's going to get higher than that. And they're telling you now, they just come out and said, look, for democracy, we're going to have to suffer a little bit. What? Democracy, the rule. That's an oxymoron. But how many people are really paying attention? Like I said, just keep looking at the propaganda. Look at the colors. Is it any wonder that for the last 2 years, you've been bombarded with this type of imagery and color, right? And they've used other colors as well. But remember, you've been bombarded with this type of color. Super Bowl champions, this type of color. #1 NBA team, this same color. You think that's all by chance? Do you really think that's all by chance? Do you really think the Rams logo changed this year by chance? In 2020 by chance? When COVID came on the scene? With the horns, with the LA Rams, with the gold and blue. Because it was just white and blue for the Rams logo. Okay? So you look at that great reset. You look at everything coming to fruition. This is Klaus, right? Klaus Schwab. We talked about this guy before. And this guy's the one pulling the strings. He's made a lot of crazy comments about attacking Russia, about China, etc. But what do you see back there on that shelf back there? That's linen. See? So this great reset everybody's calling for, and I don't know how long this video is going to last because it may not seem very informative, but I promise you, this video is very, very dangerous to make, not for me, because y'all's going to protect me, but to pull down and have them attack the channel. Okay? So just think about that for a second. Okay? It's very dangerous to have this type of video because it's revealing a lot of truth. And just think about this. And I know you guys may say, Jeremiah 51:30, the mighty men of Babylon have forborne to fight. They have remained in their holes. Their might have failed. They became as women. This is Manning, right? Chelsea Manning. Okay. The whistleblower. They have what? They have remained in their holes. Their might have failed. They have become as women. See, and you might sit there and say, oh, HEZEKYHWH, come on, man. That was ancient Babylon. Well, what's the difference? When you don't keep the law, statutes, commandments, precepts, ordinances, and judgments, it's the same. Just like our captivities are the same. The things that happened to us in Babylon happened to us here as well. It's just worse here because we didn't know who we were. Okay? You got to really pay attention to this different stuff. So like I said, and this is not a one-off. A lot of this stuff is happening. You're seeing troops saying they don't want to fight and all of this stuff. Right? Again, because people know and see now that it's all game. Okay? It's all game. But this is what you expect from the land called the daughter of Babylon, aka the daughter of confusion. Confusion. You look back, and one of my brothers and I from the House of YHWH was talking this morning, and we was talking about the white picket fence and the house why. You've been sold a bill of goods that doesn't exist. You see this here? This whole dainty woman that only stays home and she dresses up, puts on heels and cleans the house. Who in the hell does that? But that's the image they sold us. The heathen sold us this image. But look at the divorce rate. The children of Israel are not even getting married at all, right? But look at the divorce rate amongst the heathen. It's super duper high. Why? Because this was all a sham. It was all propaganda. So you got to start paying attention to the propaganda. So you're telling me I'm going to wake up. This is a woman. She's going to wake up, put on her finest attire, lipstick, blush, pearl earrings, hair's done, and she's going to go to get ice cream, frozen pizza, frozen peas, orange juice, cheese, butter. That's what she's going to the store with heels on just to do that. But when you go to the grocery store, you go to Walmart, you don't see that. This is the housewife they sell us on television. You don't see this. So you're going to go put that on to wash dishes. You don't see this. Instead, you see what? Yoga pants or sweatpants, tennis shoes, flip-flops, Crocs. You see everything but this. But this is the image to get you to think this is the image you're supposed to be. And if you don't have this, something is wrong. You don't have the one. That would be like me putting on a pair of brand new Jordan 11s to mop the floor in. That makes zero sense. But this is the bill of goods you've been sold. Like the movie Fresh. If you guys see it, you'll see the Baphomet. You'll see the horns. You'll see the Ouroboros. You'll see the snake eating its own tail. Right? The 1%, the elite, doing what? Eating human flesh. You think that's not going on? You think all these homeless people missing and stuff like that is not going on? And then you look at the reviews for the movie Fresh. It says, makes cannibalism look fun and attractive. That's what it says. And I told you guys. And I know when you heard it, you was like, oh, I ain't about to eat nobody. But look, I'm telling you. See, anything you can think of, you need to really think about it. It's happening. We would lose our mind if we saw the stuff that we really... See this white picket fence? That doesn't exist. You can see that white picket fence. You can see, but that home isn't happy. Why? Because the law, statutes, commandments, following the will of the Creator is what is the beginning of wisdom, and wisdom gives you peace in your home. This is a fake, make-believe fairy tale. The Brady Bunch, all of that stuff. This is what you were growing up looking at. This is not legit. This is not real. You know as well as I do, there's only so much housework you can do if you keep the house clean. But then women's liberation, get the women out of the houses, created an entirely separate market called childcare. So now someone else is taking care of your children, someone else is indoctrinating your children, someone else is feeding the propaganda to your children. You see it in school all the time. They're talking about certain things, they're teaching certain things in schools. I've seen people dressed up with dildos hanging from them, teaching little children with fake breasts and stuff like, come on, what are we doing? You cannot fall for the propaganda, Yisrael. Life is simple. Keep it simple, stupid. That's KISS. That's the acronym. Keep it simple, stupid. Keep your house clean. Take care of your wife. Take care of your children. Spend time with your wives, your children. Work. Work. Do your best to find work, not to find a job, not to find a career. Okay? Those things denote they're going to take a lot of time from you. And the true only gift you have is time. Yah said that if you keep his laws, statutes, commandments, precepts, ordinances, and judgments, he'll what? Prolong your life. So as you can see here in German, what do you see? Arbeit macht frei. What does it mean? Work brings freedom. That's what Adam was told. You will work by the sweat of your brow, not get a career, not get a job. Oh, you get some passive income on the side. When the hell did Yah tell Adam to get passive income? And I'm not saying nothing's inherently wrong with these things, but your focus is that of the heathen. You better start paying attention. Do right by yourself, your finances, your loved ones, your friends, your family, because it's clutch. This is it. 8 seconds on the clock. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? So I'm gonna go into another detailed series where I want to go into detail and I want to show you guys. I really want to show you guys in detail some of the stuff, mysteries, things in the Bible that people don't really pay attention to. We'll go back looking at the scriptures and things like that so we can edify and educate ourselves and our loved ones, because time is short. You do not have time to be messing around here into idolatry. Okay? Remember, work brings freedom, but you control work. You control how much work you do. With a career and a job, that's long term. A job can be anything. A career is always long term. You need what's sufficient. If you haven't made sacrifices and things like that, it's almost really too late for that. So just do right and Yah will provide. Shalom, Yah bless.